she actually wants to take on one Ted Cruz out of Texas. Yeah, that's her plan. Reminder, subscribe, share, like. This is Jasmine Crockett. I think she's just a little bit high here. She has no other prospects career-wise. She's not a very talented lawyer. And so what is she going to do? I mean, how the heck is she going to get to stay at the Waldorf in Doha, Qatar? Unless she appears as though she's looking for something bigger. Right now, she's thinking Senate. Some people think she might be thinking even bigger. Here she is talking about her big plans to take on Ted Cruz. Notice there's a form of word salad that you're about to see. It's a different kind of word salad. It's word salad with personality, so I'll give her that, but believe me, it's word salad. She doesn't know what to say, so she keeps repeating herself, increasingly with more emphasis. I noticed this, one communicator to another. And you're not fooling me, Jazz. Furious, thinking that she's going to take on Senator Ted Cruz. It's funny.
Ted Cruz would be ideal.
Ooh.
He would be ideal to run against. I mean, he would be ideal. I would love to challenge Ted Cruz. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with y'all. I'm gonna just keep it real. This is the first time I've ever said that publicly, right? So y'all get in here.
I gotta admit it. I kind of love to see that magnificent loss you would face. Yeah, I would. Do you get what I'm saying about the word salad? Like, she doesn't quite know where she's going, so she just keeps repeating something with more and more emphasis, and she's trying to channel that ghetto thing. And I'm sorry, you're still like the private school girl from Missouri who grew up in a middle-class household with two parents, had a lot of advantages that, frankly, the people that you purport to represent, Jasmine, do not. Absolutely do not. And yet this is who they are looking to possibly to take on Ted Cruz. I mean, I think it'd be kind of funny because it's not going to happen. I mean, fortunately, Texas is still, got its wits about them. And I don't think people in Texas want to really gravitate towards someone like this, who, by the way, is out there purporting to stand for peace and defund the police, all while simultaneously encouraging violence. I mean, you listen to this quote with me and you tell me what you hear. Here is Jazzy talking about Cruz just a few months back.
That you punch. I think you punch. I
think
really? You're okay with you okay with punching. I think and I love Colin, and I think towards the end he started to punch a little harder. But it's Ted Cruz. I mean, this dude has to be knocked over the head hard, right? There is no niceties with him. At all. You go clean off on him, right?
Whoa, right? No, this is not actually how we want our politicians talking. And I think that the fact that she's doing this and talking like this actually should be a big distress signal. Now they say, oh, we don't care, because Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. And in fact, we need people that can be this wild and this sort of crazy. And you've got a lot of folks right now on that side of the aisle that are coming out in favor of her, from pundits to radio show hosts. I mean, here's this podcast guy, Charlemagne or whatever his name is. Oh, I know he's hard to watch, but just bear with me. Part of my job here is to show you what the other side is saying and what the other side is thinking, so that one, how off it is, frankly. I mean, as soon as you see it, it hits you over the head. But two, how serious they are about this craziness. Here we go. This is Charlemagne on some podcast somewhere. I get it. Okay. The woman performs. Does that make a good representative? Does that make a good senator? Does that make a good politician? No, and no. Right? AOC, apparently, she can dance a hell of a salsa, because she took those salsa lessons on taxpayer money, right? That's a whole other investigation going on by the ethics committee. Ethics committee needs to look at all that big spending that Jasmine Crockett's really into, flying all over the world to the likes of Doha so she can be put up to the tune of $17,500 in the Waldorf Astoria. I'm sorry, that's kind of messed up. And you know what else is messed up? This thing. Okay, so here's this woman. She actually hosts a radio show. And this is funny because... do you guys remember Barry Goldwater? Anyone? I feel like Ben Stein, right? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I really do. I like Ben a lot. I've known him for a lot of years. Anyway, Ben Stein, it said to, anyone, does anybody remember Bill Miller? And he was running as on that ticket with Goldwater. So it was Barry Goldwater and Bill Miller. And I know this in part because my mother actually, like years ago when she was in college, she campaigned for one Barry Goldwater, like Hillary, okay? Back when Hillary was conservative. And Barry Goldwater is like sort of, you know, big libertarian guy. Well, his VP, Bill Miller, had a daughter. Her name is Stephanie. And Bill Miller, in a weird sort of coincidence, lived next door to my husband growing up in the Buffalo area. And Stephanie, this woman who's on the floor, right, kissing the feet of Jasmine Crockett, poor James, Stephanie was his babysitter. But that was, I guess, back when, you know, Stephanie was a conservative because her dad was the running mate of one Barry Goldwater. Anyway, Stephanie Miller is down acting like a mental case, as Libs of TikTok points out. My poor husband, having to have been subjected to that as a kid, right? She's down there kissing the feet of Jasmine Crockett. And it's weird. Like, it reminds me of the time that Drew Barrymore got down on her knees and was like, I don't know, what was it, begging Dylan Mulvaney, remember the Bud Light fame, for some kind of forgiveness and, you know, so deferential and we love you, and down on my knees. Well, this woman, Stephanie, decided to take a step further. She's down there kissing the feet of one Representative Jasmine Crockett. It's weird. I mean, these people are really, really weird, but you know, there's something to be said for it. It's kind of a power play. It's like, you are our queen. We love you now, Jazzy. And this was not lost on my friend Jesse Waters on the 5 last night. He's like, this is a total power play. And he had kind of a funny story about it. I want you to listen because it kind of articulates the sort of attitude, I think, that is this moment. Here we go.
I was in middle school and I was in high school and we were at this playground just playing around. And these kids who we weren't really friends with, we didn't know them. For some reason, they threw a rock at Adam's head and it hit him in the head. And he was mad and he was sad. And so I was bigger than these kids. So I went up to these kids and I made these kids bow down and kiss Adam Dallas's feet. And we still talk about it today. I was so proud of that. He was proud that I did that for him.
Good friend. Yes, good friend. But you see the symbolism in that. In other words, these kids were picking on, so he, you know, Jesse's pointing out, like, that's a big deal if you're going to go down and kiss someone's feet, right? That's kind of a big, big deal. And they're kissing the feet of one Jasmine Crockett, which just tells you how freaking desperate they are. But